Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and what's on my desk right now are all 6 Voyatoran. Yes, 6 different builds. Okay, technically 5, but we'll get on to that. So, I remember back in 2005, the end of 2005, these 6 Voyatoran were mentioned in a club magazine, Lego Club magazine, and I believe there was a order form sort of thing that you can fill out, which I did, to send off to Lego, and you'd probably get all 6 of these, so you don't have to go to the stores and buy them. I didn't end up sending the slip, but hey, I ended up getting them anyway. Obviously individually through stores. I actually got Balta and Garen for Christmas of 2005, so, as well as Paraka Hakan. Memories. Anyway, so there are 6 Voyatoran, obviously of the elements that we all come to know and love. Balta is from the Fire Village. Dalu is from the Water Village, of course. And of course, Peruk is from the Air Village. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Garen is from the Earth Village. Velika is from the Stone Village. And of course, Kazi is from the Ice Village. Now, if you combine 3 of these together, you get the Dagger Spider, which I will be taking a look at. Now that I have all 3, or have all 6 of these, I'll be taking a look at both the Dagger Spider and the Lava Hawk, I think is what it was called. I don't remember. But I will be taking a look at those. I will be building them today, if I can. So, prepare yourselves. So first we're going to take a look. Well, first I'm going to drink some tea. Probably put these over here. There we go. Alright, time for the Voyatoran. So, we come to know these as the Voyatoran, because Voya, Nui, Voyatoran, these are the Voyatoran resistance, you know, kind of rebelling against the Paraka. And so, that was pretty cool. So, without further ado, let's go. We'll start with Balta. Balta, the red guy. His weapons, and you know, this is where things got kind of interesting with sort of reprinted parts. The Voyatoran were sort of weird in this thing. So they use the Toa Metru masks. Obviously, Balta here has Vakama's mask. Dalu has Nokama's mask. Obviously, you know, lighter shade of this frosty transparent blue, and it's the same for the other 4. So, and of course they use weapons that we've seen before. Obviously Balta here has Liwa Nuva's air katanas, which these are awesome pieces. They're great. If you cut off this much, obviously this whole much of plastic, you're left with just the blade, and you know, part where you can plug stuff onto. So that's cool. Balta here has, like, I don't know if this is yellow or Keat orange, but it's his hands, and also, you know, the sockets that go that connect his legs. You can have the legs like this, or you can have them like that, which is kind of goofy. So I just do it like this. So they are using the Borak feet, as well as Voyatoran, the Voyatoran lower leg, or leg and arm piece. Balta has silver Borak eyes for his crotch area. It looks like they're supposed to be... I'm not even going to say anything. He has another Borak foot in Metro Red for, you know, his main part of his torso. pieces that attach to this setup with this this piece with the Metru lower arms, and you know, his hands and the blades, and this goes right there. And I'm not sure if this was intentional, but you can do that. It's actually kind of cute, to be honest. All of these Voyatoran are virtually brainless. Yes, they're mindless, brainless drones. So, yeah, if you take off their masks, which are polypropylene, of course, and look into their dead, soulless eyes, they will haunt you for eternity. Yeah, they don't have light piping, and I guess that was just to make them cheaper, because these were like $7 or less, $6 or $7, or something like that, in 2006, and this was just wave 1. So, Balta's articulation, obviously he can move the head up as far as, well, that. And it's down as that, so we can look at what little of a wiener he has. Obviously he can do that. And he can put his arms like that, so he's getting ready to stab you. So that's Balta. He's not my favorite, but he's still a solid, tiny little cute Voyatoran build, so cool. Let's put him right there. Next, we've got Dalu. My favorite, actually, because yeah, so Dalu has, instead of Voyatoran of Metru Voyatoran limbs, she has Borak limbs. Obviously the Borak hollow ones, because these are Mata blue, I guess you could say. Again, she has the Nokama mask in this sort of lighter color. Still brainless, unfortunately. And okay, so her feet are basically the Borak feet, in silver, obviously, and her legs are the same as her arms. So it looks like these were plucked straight off of a Galak cow, which I have one, and well, he'd probably be pissed. So her torso build is a little more involved than Balta's. Balta's seem a little more simple, but this one definitely has more going for it. She does have the Vaki, or the Toa Metru upper arm, upper leg pieces, one for holding her arms, and, you know, she can do this, which, okay. And there's a couple more Technic pieces that hold her butt region, and, you know, and if you think about it, she kind of has, yeah. And obviously she's got these Borak eyes that are in trans dark blue. That's fun. So she does have these stabs of light as her weapons. Her hands are Metru blue, of course. So articulation wise, it's pretty much the same. She could probably jab you in the eye with these blades and probably not feel sorry about it. Who knows? Oh look, she can look all the way down like that. I'm not even gonna say anything. So, pretty loose articulation. So Dalu is a pretty interesting build, a pretty decent build. A fairly small parts pack, I will say. If you wanted to get more of these Borak limbs in this Mata Blue, then there you go. Get a number of these, and yeah, Dalu, my favorite of the Voyatoran. But we still have 4 to go. Don't fall. Thank you. Now, we'll take a look at Peruk Voyatoran. This one is probably my second favorite, mostly because I just like the look of this guy, and the build in general is pretty interesting. He's got the Borak feet, obviously. He's got, once again, like with Balta, in fact, yeah, pretty much the same leg setup, even the hip area is the same, but in Metru green. And obviously down here he's got a Technic piece, which looks like he might have a couple of testicles or something, or what, there probably would have been testicles there or something. Another Borak limb, obviously, or Borak foot being part of the torso, and obviously his head goes up and down. He has the Matau mask, which is cool. I always liked the look of Matao's mask, thought it was interesting. What the hell? It's just loose. Alright. So, his torso also has these trans-lime green Borak eyes right here up the front. And up here on the shoulders. And of course, you know, he's got the Metru green Toa Metru upper arm, upper leg piece. And of course the Metru Matoran limbs for both of his limbs. Metru green hands, and of course he has Onua's claws in silver. Nice. It's nice to have these in silver. Not the first time we got them in silver. No, no, no. So you make this guy look like he's about ready to come and claw your ass. Yeah. So Peruk is a pretty decent little build. He's a cute little Voyatoran, and you know, not really much else I could say about him. He is definitely my second favorite out of the Voyatorans. Here's where things get a little dicey. So we got Garen here, or is it Garan? I don't know. Garen. I'm just gonna pronounce this Garen. Garen here is an Onomatoran. He uses the dust. He uses the Ruru Nuva. The Great Ruru. Obviously, he's basically, these Matoran are. I mean, design-wise and look-wise, they're trying to basically be Matoran versions of the Toa Metru. At least that's what it may come across as. But at the same time, they're not the Toa Metru in Matoran form. They're their own thing. They just happen to be reusing parts that already fucking existed. For example, Borak feet in black, Metru Toran limbs, of course. Obviously, these black socket pieces, that's a given, basically. Another Borak foot plus silver. This is twice now we've seen the silver Borak eyes. Hordika necks as both shoulder area things, and for hands, and also the Metru upper leg, upper arm socket pieces there. And he uses the what are these? The chronicler staff pieces. Actually, I had to replace these with one, and I think it's this one that ended up being the replacement, or was it this one? I don't fucking remember. Point is, I had to replace one of them because the socket snapped. Not socket, I mean, what's it called? The axle broke. That's all I have to say about that. Obviously, his articulation, well, with the legs, it's fine. With his head, he can move up and down, different expressions. His hands, you know, he can point at you and whatnot. He can point all the way back and, you know, kind of look secluded, I guess. I don't know. But it's definitely, the posability is weird with this one because, you know, you can do that, I guess, make it look like he's trying to fly. He died. It's like he can only go forward a certain amount, but he can go all the way back. And wow, now he's trying to be Icarus or something like that. Still died. But Garen is a pretty alright little micro build, Matoran build. He's alright, I'd say. He's, for the most part, a decent little parts pack as well, because you get more silver Borak eyes, which is nice to have. And obviously the chronicler staves, you know, exclusivity, or shall we say anti-exclusivity aside, still a great piece, and I feel like they were perfectly fine with this model, so it's pretty fucking cool. Now the diciness actually shows up with Velika, because we already saw Garen with his build, and well, I guess LEGO liked this build enough to clone it for a Voyatoran. This guy is Velika. He's the so-called great being. He's not a great being. Yes, I am. Fuck off. He's not a great being. He's just a cute little Voyatoran. Shut up and deal with it. So, obviously, you know, he's basically Garen, but with a great Komau and also Brown. Metro Brown. Obviously, Metro Brown sockets. Metro Brown Borak feet. And, once again, he's brainless. So, orange. Trans orange Borak eyes. So that's nice. Again, the Hordika necks. I had to supply a couple because he was missing a couple. That's what we found out at the store. So, and of course, he has these weapons. One of these is incredibly looser than the other one. Yeah, it's this one. They do still, you know, come together. That's what she said, rather nicely. So, but these are definitely lighter in color in terms of the silver. And that's the case with all of these characters' weapons, is that they're lighter silver than the originals. And these are definitely lighter in silver than Wenua's weapons. So, and it's the exact same fucking weapon, just a slightly lighter tone of silver. And that's pretty cool, actually. But Velika, despite his, you know, story arc, he's still a cute little Voyatoran. And, you know, whether you like Velika and Garen or not, you have to at least appreciate that, you know, I guess LEGO were, like I said, they liked Garen's build enough to clone it for Velika, and so these two are basically identical, and looks like they're sort of twins in a way, maybe not, but yeah, their build is so similar, it's practically cloned, so it's, yeah. And I bet these two fight about it every single fucking day of their lives. Still like Velika, even though his story arc is kind of stupid, you know, being this great being thing. He's not a great being, he's a cute little Voyatoran, you moron, shut the fuck up! Jesus! Last but not least, Kazi. This one was actually complete. So, Voyatoran. He has Borak feet in white, obviously. He has light gray hands, and also, this one is pretty fucking weird. So, obviously he has the new Jew mask in, well, white. It's polypropylene, and guess what? It's got a socket for it. Talk about nightmares, just like you take off the mask and it's like, what? Why? And so you plug that on, it's like, there's emptiness. Talk about emptiness. It's like, why? Oh, LEGO. And they reused this design. Okay, so they reused, obviously, you know, they didn't use the mask or the weapons or even the leg design. Everything else they used, again, for Gold Good Guy, otherwise known as Turaga Khan. Just gave him a gold chronicler staff as well as a 6-length rod, different legs, and obviously the Khan mask. So I might actually source the parts in order to build that at some time. But Kazi here has Hordika necks for his legs, and that is puny. That is kind of weird. So if you want to articulate those in any way, you can only make them go like this, or you can make it go all the way back like this, which just looks fucking ridiculous. It's like, where's the articulation in that? Did they intentionally design them this way? It makes no sense. They could have kept the feet, foregone the 5-length axle, the 2 bushings, and the Hordika necks, and just gave us, I guess, 2 more light gray socket hand pieces, a 3-length axle, and 2 of these Voyatoran 2004 limbs. And that would have been perfectly fine. They kind of did that with Taragali, except with the feet, they gave him the sockets instead of the Borak feet. Yes. So this just felt like a missed opportunity, in my opinion. Kazi could have been great, and he kind of still is. He definitely has a unique torso design for Matoran, but just the leg portion is just wrong. And if you like this, you're wrong. The Hordika lower arm for the bicep curl thing, which I still think is a unique function and is well worth the praise that it probably should get more praise than it already does. He does have a couple Technic pieces in gray, as well as a couple of Borak eyes in trans-light blue. Very nice looking light trans blue. 3-length axles go all the way through and into this Toametru upper arm, upper leg piece in dark gray. Why couldn't that have been light gray? Because it didn't exist. So, Toametru, lower arms in white, obviously, because why not? And his weapons are Gurak staffs. Probably the most overused staff of the original Rakshi. Think about it. This was used for Gurak. Yes. This was used for Kazi. This was used for the Heat Vision Rakshi. Fucking why? It was also used for Gaki. Okay. But I don't know. It's just a pain in the ass. Some of these weapons tend to be overused and they overstay their welcome. Articulation-wise, like I said, the legs can't articulate, but the feet can, so that's a thing. The hands and arms, you know, he can... Well, he can't go forward or backward very much. He can do that, and... Yeah, he can go up like that, and... run away from the Paraka, he's gonna kill me! Yeah. You can also... do that and look like a slump. Yeah, head articulation, you can go up like that and look at the tall Paraka that's about to kill him. Yeah. You can get some expression out of him, which is pretty nice, I guess. So, given the large mass of this mask and the socket that was used, you can get some good expression out of this character, which I think is pretty good. I mean, seriously. So, problem is, it's still hollow and empty and just kind of depressing in a way. But overall, Kazi, a bit of a miss with the legs, but I guess they were just trying to do something different. So, I commend them for doing that. And that is the Voyatoran. They are each individually decent parts packs, decent builds, pretty interesting, and, quick builds, obviously. Even though two of them are the exact same fucking build, I still commend them for at least, they had to have liked Garen's build enough to use it for Velika, or vice versa, It's definitely it's definitely a build that I'm sure Mockists have used for their own Matorans. Hell, you could probably see this build being used for, well, the other 4 Matoran, if you so desire. But yeah. So the Voyatoran, these were the only 6 Matoran that we got in 2006. We didn't get any more, which is kind of sad. But don't worry, we got 4 more in 2007. Only 4, though, which blows. The Hydruka don't count as Matorans because those are fucking Rahi! Undersea Rahi! But yeah, the Voyatoran, creative builds, simple, fun, but not the best Matoran designs. Yes, there's a bit of a diverse palette here of builds, and the colors are fun. There's some bright colors, sure, like the Mata Blue and the trans orange Borak eyes and the other trans colored Borak eyes. The silver is obviously welcome, I guess. Dalu's mask obviously is pretty cool for its color. But the reuse of the the Toa Metru masks feels like they were kind of shooting themselves in the foot creatively, because it feels like to me that they had masks for these characters originally, but then decided to forego those in favor of just reusing assets they already had. So, and I feel like the same translates to the with the weapons. The weapons, we've seen these before, so they decided to use them again. Why not? And, well, asset reuse is kind of a blessing and a curse. The blessing is, you know, people will enjoy these parts because they love these parts, like the katana sword, or the staff of light, or for me, the Onua claws. But the curse is, by the end of G1's run, it starts to get a little overdone. And also, you know, Kopaka, Master of Ice, and Pohatu, Master of Stone, used the Gurek staff. Why? I can see it working for Kopaka Master. For Pohatu Master, why? Why did he need a dagger? Give him a different piece. I mean, yeah, it's nice to see that piece again. They probably had to remake that mold. Maybe they still had the specs for the mold. I don't know. I don't care. But sometimes reuse of assets tends to be, you know, like you've seen these all before, and you've seen them to a point where you don't want to see them used ever again by LEGO, and that is kind of stupid, you know. Because I was happy actually seeing the Gurek staff again used for 2 sets, and also happy to see, you know, what was the other piece they used for, well, at least for 2016, it was the, what the fuck was it? My mind is being stupid. The Skrull armor. They reused the Skrull armor. So they did try to connect G2 with G1 a little bit by reusing parts they already did. So reusing assets is kind of a good thing to some extent, but it's also just kind of annoying. It's like, just make fresh molds, you idiots. Come on. It can't, well, I get it can be expensive to make new molds every fucking year, but that's just the way it is. So, if you are interested in purchasing all 6 of these Matoran, go on eBay and find a lot. You will find them individually, you will find them in one lot. Some may have missing parts, some may have the wrong parts, some may be built incorrectly. In the case of, well, for me it was Velika, and he was missing 2 parts, which I had to source from my own collection. Well. And you know what, it wasn't even consistent, because these sockets had the hole in the center to where these ones didn't. What a pain in the ass. I still think Kazi was a bit of a miss. Most of it, like from the waist up, is perfectly fine. The feet are perfectly usable, they're fine. But the legs, it's just wrong. Seriously, if you like Kazi because of the legs, I don't want to meet you, because it's just, what the hell? This is wrong. You can't articulate these legs. You can do what they did with Lee Khan and give him actual, you know, legs that can pose. Compared to this, you'll just have to rearrange some stuff. It's like, I don't want to have to do that. It's like, I get they were being creative, but at the same time, it's just, this is not the best. It's not the best. They shouldn't have done this. Seriously. Obviously, you can swap around the parts to your own volition, I guess. But whatever. So, my favorites are obviously Dalu and Peruk. My least favorite, probably Kazi, because of the legs. And maybe to an extent Velika, because he's using the same exact fucking build as Garan. Why? I guess time was running out and they needed a build quick, so why not clone one of the other Matorans? Yay! Fuck you. I mean, seriously. Balta's pretty decent. He was one of my, in fact, probably my first Voyatoran, and you know what? I still like Balta, but he's probably my third favorite. So, so yeah, I'd recommend if you can find these all for a decent price, pick them all up, build them, make a video like this one, and then experiment with the parts. Build the combination models. I'll be doing that. And that's probably the next video I will be doing, is on those combination models. I'll just have to, you know, take these sets apart and build them first, but meh. So yeah, I like the Voyatoran, but they do have their flaws. And with that, I guess that's it for this video, so stay tuned for more videos. I am TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks later. Have a good fucking day, and peace.